Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 27. I'm home. What is going on, party people? Show here, back at it once again with another Attack on Titan Season 2 review, and today we're talking about Episode 27. It's so crazy, literally watching these episodes and then just jumping straight into a review. That's not what I did with Mob Psycho 100 when I reviewed that last year. I watched the episode and waited another hour, kind of decompressed a little bit, and then recorded my review. But I'm just jumping straight into it. What a fantastic episode this was. I was kind of worried about this one because I just really wanted the plot to progress forward and explain some things from last week's episode. And when I got the preview for this one, it's going to be about Sasha's past. I mean, that's cool, but I just want to know what's going on with this, Beast Titan and what's going on with the Titans in the walls. I want the story to move forward. I don't really care about backstory, but they proved me wrong. They really did. They honestly did. I think this episode was actually better than last week's episode, to be honest. In just the overall tone and the pacing of the episode, I think it was a better episode overall. And Sasha's past was really, really interesting. I loved getting a look into this character. I didn't think that she had this... I don't know. I thought she was just kind of like the silly joke character of the 104th Cadets. I thought she was just kind of the joke character, but she has a pretty twisted backstory and a pretty twisted ideology when it comes to her home, her forest that she originally lived in with her father. She has this ideology, and you see in this backstory, in this flashback that she has, there's these clashing ideologies between her and her father, how he wants to welcome people and accept them into their lives. This is our role in humanity. We can't just let people go, but she believes that it's every man for themselves kind of thing, dog eat dog kind of world. And you can see how her attitude has shifted since then. She's become a different person since then. I think that's really, really interesting. And her father as well. I think it was cool. I really liked the backstory that was there. And plus, seeing her back at boot camp or whatever, when I can't remember, I don't know what those two other cadets that were talking to her, but they were one of them was picking on her, saying that she's afraid to talk because she's got that, I guess, southwestern kind of accent or something. I don't really know. Is there accents? I mean, it doesn't really pick up because I don't know Japanese. But there's in the subs there was a kind of a western sounding accent, and I guess she was embarrassed by that because everyone else talked normal. And I got that. That made sense. It's cool. I get this character now, and Sasha is a really cool character. And then the action that took place. Okay, so she rides the horse into her forest, but it turns out that there was a new village built there in the last 3 years, apparently. And there's this almost completely humanoid Titan there. He's just a little bit taller. He's maybe 10 feet tall. And he's just gnawing on this girl. Just I forget how graphic this series is when I'm watching it, because I watch My Hero Academia, I record that review, and then I jump into this. I'm oh my god, this is so different. It's good, but I'm just I'm always shocked to see the violence in this series. It's a beautiful thing, it really is. But yeah, we see this humanoid looking, this not so tall Titan eating this person. There's this, I think it's a little boy or a little girl, some child, I'm not even sure, just watching his or her mother being eaten alive. And it's very, very disturbing. And Sasha comes in with an axe. The action is so beautiful. The animation, I mean, I don't need to tell you. The animation is just so good in this series. Absolutely perfect. I can't, I mean, it just looks so amazing compared to My Hero Academia, and I don't know why I'm comparing these series because they're so vastly different, but just, I mean, juxtapose, watching both, there's a big difference in the overall budget, you can tell just by glancing at this series, and it's really cool. I like that there's two different series that are just so different in its art styles and animation, that are coming out every single Saturday. That's really cool. But yeah, the animation displayed here was fantastic. Seeing Sasha with that axe coming in, she couldn't get to the weak spot or whatever because you have to have something that's sharper. You'd need that super hard steel, I believe that's what it's called. That axe wasn't cutting it. That was, yeah, it wasn't cutting it. So she bolts. She takes the child. She apologizes to the mother, and runs off into the forest. And again, this action is really cool. It's going in. The pacing in this episode was top notch. I love how it was kind of going back and forth through flashbacks. It wasn't intrusive at all. It really, really worked. And I like that. And then when she was on top of the little ridge over the road and she had the bow and arrow, that was just so good. So good. I was losing my mind. Or in the bridge, too, when she was jumping over the bridge, there was like a drawbridge, and one was higher than the other. She picks up the child and puts it over the other side, and then she jumps, but it breaks, and I was losing my mind. I was like, no, Sasha, don't go. It's too soon. I don't want Sasha to die. I don't want anyone to die. And I was scared. I was scared that Sasha wasn't going to make it, but she hops over the bridge. She gets on this ridge over a road, has a bow and arrow, and manages to hit one of the Titan's eyes. She's trying to blind the Titan, and she can't quite make the shot. She's scared because if she misses the shot, it's over. That's it. She's done. That child is dead. Probably, she wasn't thinking of it at the time, but her father and that group that he was with, they're probably done for as well. That Titan is just going to destroy them all. So she decides not to shoot the bow and arrow, but to literally just grab the arrow and lodge it into the Titan's eye. Again, the animation, I tell you, so good. Just so good during this scene. And the Titan just grabs hold of her, and she slips out through like the blood. I believe she says like it's a good thing that like he bled a lot, otherwise I would not be able to slip out of his arms. And again, I just thought it was really, really excellent. So yeah, I love Sasha's story there. That was really cool. While that was kind of all going on, or actually before that was going on, Eren and Levi, Mikasa, and Armin, they're all headed out to go, I guess, relieve what's going on over there with the 104th Cadets. So they're heading out of the Stohes district. I believe that's how you pronounce it. You're going to have to forgive me. It's hard to pronounce things in Attack on Titan. Like, some of the stuff's German and Japanese, and like when Japanese say German things, it doesn't sound like German things, and that's fine, but I have trouble pronouncing them. I know I've gotten names wrong and stuff. It's difficult because they say it a certain way, and then Germans and Americans, it's complicated. But I believe it's the Stohes district or the Stos district. They've headed out. Eren finally gets word that there's Titans in the walls. For some reason, they have Priest or Pastor Nick, I believe is his name, that crazy guy that believes all the walls are gods. They brought him along. Hanji wants to show him that there is hell out there. There's hell, and she wants to show him that we need answers. This can't be an ongoing thing. You need to explain to us what's going on so we can fix this problem. And she thinks that showing him all of the just destruction that the Titans cause will get the truth out of him, which I think is a really interesting little storyline going on right there, a little interesting subplot. Eren is furious about this. He just wants answers right away. Levi threatens him with a gun. There's some interesting things that are at play here for sure. I love what's going on here. Hopefully next episode we get some word on what's going on with Eren. Like, literally, we're on episode 2 now of season 2, and we've only seen Eren like twice, and like tiny little just like small clips of Eren, like the main character. We're talking about Eren Yeager here. He's the main character. We have not gotten any of him, but yet it doesn't feel wrong. Like, it's okay because this show is so good. We're getting so much just action and so much great animation and music too. Talk about the music. Good God. So good. I'm not talking about just Linked Horizons opening or like very, very creepy ass ending, but the overall just actual OST in this series is fantastic. I really like it. All in all, a very enjoyable episode. Again, the animation was peerless. The music was fantastic. The backstory of Sasha was really cool as well. Next episode looks very intense. Connie, he made it back to his place, to his village. There's like a Titan there that has like small arms and small legs and a fat body, and it's just like on top of his house. And they all question, how did this Titan get there if he can't move? I'm thinking that the Beast Titan might have thrown this Titan or something along those lines. Something weird is going on. I mean, something weird is always going on in Attack on Titan, so I don't really need to... Yeah, that's obvious. But something crazy is going on. Connie is very distraught. He looks like his soul's crushed. He definitely... Something's going to happen with Connie in the next episode for sure. He is pissed off. And I think in the next episode he runs off from the group that he's with, from the other cadets. So yeah, next episode is looking really hype. This episode was pretty hype. I think I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Actually, I'm going to go 9, actually. I'm going to go 9 because I think about it. It wasn't like a crazy amazing episode, but there was legit nothing wrong with this episode at all. Like, I thought it was... I mean, I don't want to say perfect, but it was close to perfect for sure. I mean, again, it wasn't the hypest episode, but it was amazing. I think just in the animation and soundtrack and pacing, everything was just working correctly in this episode. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, actually. Fantastic. Another great episode of Season 2 of Attack on Titan. Things are moving slower, for sure. That's one thing that might be a little discouraging going into this season. Things are definitely moving slower than they did in the first season. And I know that might have some people worried. I know this season's only 12 episodes. I think there's going to be a season 3 announcement at the end of this season. Hopefully, please, I don't want to wait another 4.5 years for the next season. But yeah, it's definitely moving slower, so that's kind of discouraging. Hopefully, I mean, it's not that the episodes are bad at all, but we only get 12 of these, so let's hope that they start explaining some stuff shortly. I mean, I'm only an anime watcher. I've never read the manga before, so I don't really know what's happening next. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, a 9 out of 10, a great episode. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this episode. Let me know what you think of Sasha's backstory, what's going to happen with Connie, and what is going on with Eren Yeager and Levi and Pastor Nick. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today. I greatly appreciate it. It lets me know I can keep doing these reviews. And also, please be sure to subscribe for more My Hero Academia reviews and, of course, my Attack on Titan reviews as well. And thank you to all who have already subscribed and have commented down below. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. You're the reason why I do this. Actually, I just do it for fun. But the fact that you guys are joining me makes it all worth it. And yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.